Hi, I'm Dr. Sylvia Peregrino, and this is Entre Nosotras, Latina Voices. Today, I'm joined with members of Flags Across America, which is an organization that supports veterans, and they're going to be talking about some of the upcoming events for Veterans Day. So welcome, members.
Thank
and,
you. Good morning.
Let's have you introduce yourselves individually.
Thank you. Tony Lewis, I am president of the El Paso, Texas Flags Across America. I am a resident of Northeast since 1954 when there was hardly anything out there. And so I do represent him. I am a veteran of the Army. And so I have a passion on what we do.
Thank you for your service, sir. That's Betty.
My name is Betty Ann Halliburton. I'm a member of the El Paso, Texas Flags Across America, and I'm a chairperson of a team of many people who are putting on the Veterans Day Parade.
That's wonderful.
My name is Donna Wattis Sample, and I am a U.S. Army veteran, and I am the chair for the Veterans Day ceremony piece of the Veterans Day Parade, and proud member of Flags Across America.
And so tell us a little bit about Flags Across America for the people in the audience that might not be familiar.
Well, you bet. A lot of people don't know a lot about us. We were discussing this earlier. We reside on 9550 Gateway North, next to the community college right on the corner of Diana, so everybody knows where we're at. Flags Across America is a national chapter. We were originally part of the chapter many years back in the beginning. Then we became our own entity with our IRS, with the nonprofit organizations and numbers, about 8 years or so afterwards. We started the whole project to honor all our veterans, and especially those that have given the ultimate sacrifice. That was the whole beginning. And so we thought, where can we put this location? That would have been about 21 years ago. So I went ahead and got with Brian Haggerty at that time. He was still here with the community college, and Dr. Rhodes, some other people got involved, and we asked for the property it sits on now. And that's how the project started. It was run through the board here through the community college. And the land was leased basically so that we could do our project, but people don't realize that when you go by there now, you see a lot of pine trees, you see a lot of things, but the level of that land at that time was like 24 feet down to where you see some of the small metal buildings, schools there at the bottom. So a lot of the land had to be developed, free dirt, truckers bringing it in to raise the level to get that pole where it was situated. John Mamela from Mamela Contractors donated his services to help to get the pole, the cement, Job Concrete. Between those two, they were the big founders to make the beginning of where you see the 180-foot flagpole, and that's what it is. And that's where it started, 180-foot flagpole. It's been done by all volunteers, donations, many people that started in those times helping and to create this site. The site is, if you've never been up there, it is so impressive, especially the evenings and nights when the new lights go on. And you have your Vietnam monument, you have a Korean monument now, we have other monuments that people can visit. But it is a nonprofit. We go on donations to maintain, buy flags. We have flags which are the largest 50 by 80 that represents everything we basically do, and we do fly with it for certain ceremonies. And hopefully we'll be able to fly that one or 50 by 80 for this Veterans Parade. But it's also, Flags Across America is about educating also the people about flag etiquette. People don't realize the things you can do and not do. And it's to raise that spirit, that awareness in people that we lack so much more today. It is there to represent what we are, what our country is. Because I always tell everybody, without that flag, we have no country. So we all got to get together, be united, and be patriots, and be patriotic. That's what basically we stand for there.
Great for us to know that that EPCC also had a part in that that Old Glory Memorial.
It had the greatest part. They gave us that corner to develop that on, I believe now it's about 3.5 acres. It is, or 4 acres maybe, that spread there to be able to do the things. And I invite people to go up there, take the time. I talk to so many people that don't know that it's there. But every time you go to honor all our veterans.
Being a military community, the fact that we have Fort Bliss, I think we all recognize the importance of the veterans. And you know, we should recognize our veterans not just on Veterans Day or Memorial Day, but
every day.
But every day.
Every day.
Every day.
You bet. Yes.
And so tell us a little bit about, you know, some of the service projects that you do with Flags Across America.
Well, we do quite a bit of things to help with our ceremonies and get involved in what we do. But I think Donna could probably, she's been a member now for a couple of years, and she's very involved in so many things, as we are as El Paso, Texas Flags Across America. But I'd like to pass that over to Donna. She's energetic, and she talks about all these different things that we can do and that get done.
Right. Well, my first experience with Flags Across America is just going out there ceremony after ceremony. And I did put together with the city and Flags Across America and the county, we put together a Veterans Day Women's event. We do that every year now, and it's so wonderful to have participated in that and be a part of that and invite our women veterans out. We're still doing it again this coming year in June. Right now, I've been participating in the parade, walking in it. So proud to be the program chair for the ceremony. We're excited. After the parade, we invite the whole community to come out after it. Starting, we're hoping we're going to kick off right around noon. The ceremony, the 1st Armored Brigade Command Sergeant Major will be speaking, our new Veteran of the Year, our prior Veteran of the Year, and we're going to have a woman's veteran's voice out there. And it's just a day to really celebrate what Flags Across America, what Old Glory Memorial has to offer. And the Army Band's going to be out there. So I just want to encourage anyone listening to this, come out on November the 11th. The parade kicks off at 10. The ceremony should kick off right about noon. Come out, enjoy it. It's all about you, and it's about the pride we have in our red, white, and blue.
We'll go ahead and put the website information so that people can know what the parade route is going to be and where they can go. How many groups are participating this year?
There's 66 entries so far, and they can sign up on the website oldgloryveteransparade.org. And when we get that information, we relay it to the assistant chair, which is Dan Webb. He's been doing this parade for about 5 or 6 years now. I used to be a spectator, but now I'm involved in it. And he works with Mondo Martinez, and they both map out how the parade's going to start, and they decide where people are going to be situated in the parade. This year we're starting a little different. We start at the Texas National Guard Armory because they have a huge parking lot. And so we'll go up Hondo Pass and then to Stahala and then turn on Diana and then up through Diana back to 54, and then people will park in the EPCC Trans Mountain Campus parking lot.
I know I'm excited to go this year because I've never been, so I'm excited to join you and to be part of the festivities. Why is it important to celebrate our veterans?
Well, Memorial Day celebrates people who gave their life, but Veterans Day celebrates the people who are living. And we have so many veterans here. Like you said, how many veterans were in?
We have about 75,000 right here in this community, and 1% of those are women. And we have in this regional area, including Juarez and the surrounding communities regionally, over about 250,000.
and so we have a strong presence. And I know from talking to my students, a lot of the students end up liking El Paso and stay after they finish their service, or they marry somebody and just adopt our city. So we're very proud of our veterans and our military community, and thank you for everything that you're doing to celebrate them, because I guess in the past, I know my friend's dad is a Vietnam veteran, and they weren't very nice to Vietnam veterans before. So I'm happy to see that now they're getting the recognition. All the veterans are getting the recognition
Yes.
for all the hard work. I did try to join, because I often have veteran students in my classes, and so I didn't pass the physical, but otherwise I would have joined too. But I'm proud of all our students, and unfortunately I've had students that have lost limbs in Iraq and Afghanistan, and they're fighting for our freedom. So I respect that, and happy that at least they made it home, because
Yes.
so many do not.
Right. That's right. And so many come back with PTSD. And we talk about the mental health issues. That's a long subject, but I always encourage the veterans to go up there, reminisce a little bit, feel why they served. I know it's tough on a lot of them that do come back, but I've met many through the years now, and when you talk to them, whether it be there or somewhere else, I always invite them to go up or go to our ceremonies or just to talk. It's a great place to feel why you went in, why you're back, and to look at that big flag, especially when the big one's up. But like I say, mornings or evenings, there's always people out there, giving thanks, and maybe releasing and feeling some things all by themselves. We have nice benches out there. People can sit. They can sit by the flagpole. We have a patio out there, and you'll see people sometimes out by themselves, and I'll just let them go. It's a beautiful place to visit. It's one of a kind in the state of Texas.
It's a great place to remember, and remember our parents, our grandparents who went on, and those memorials, we invite anybody that can place roses or wreaths out there, and just take that time to themselves. And I'm very proud to be able to have that as a place to go and to remember, or to give thanks, or to just even think about what we did when we served in the military in our journey. And there's a lot of silent wounds. Sometimes you don't hear the pain, but the pain's inside, and it's just a great place to be able to go and experience your own individual, memories on what our veterans have done, that have gone on, and the ones that are still serving and we're proud because the military, our active duty military, are going to be out there also. And guess what? They are all veterans from the day they sign on that dotted line. So once they get out, they'll be joining the leagues and joining organizations like ours. And we encourage Flags Across America. If you want to be a member, we'd love to have you on board. November the 5th, we're doing a cleanup out there with the Disability Veterans of America. Invite people out from 9 to 2. We're going to have a barbecue. If you want to just come check it out before the parade, we'd love to have you out there and see what we're about, or be at the parade and come shake our hands. And we'd love to have you a part of it, or even if you just want to volunteer and not be a member, we welcome everyone.
We need volunteers. We need young volunteers. We're looking for young volunteers or veterans to form a committee to raise and lower our flag as necessary. A lot of people ask, why did you take the flag down? Why didn't you leave the big one up? Because it cost a lot of money. People say, well, it doesn't matter, you can still fly it. No, there's certain things about flag etiquette, and one of the things is you have to respect that flag. And we can't let it fly in horrible weather with winds and take a lot of damage. People don't realize that, because it's not just about the cost, it's about the flag. We have to take care of it. And so if it's not up or if it's smaller, it's because of weather. We have to sort of forecast the weather. I wanted to bring that up because a lot of people ask. It's not an easy deal to say, get up at 3 in the morning, the winds are kicking up. Let's lower it. And we've had a lot of great volunteers through the years that have done that. So I ask people that would like to be part of a committee. This is a very important committee, one of the most important that we have out there now. But I'd like to add on to what you had to say too, is we will have 50 soldiers carrying our 30 by 60 flag, which we have done in the past, and they will be marching with the flag from the starting point at the National Guard all the way down Hondos to Hala up to the flag site, and they will carry that flag so people can see it stretched out all the way to the flag site. The other thing, some of the young ladies that we have involved cut out stars out of our old flags, and this week we'll be putting them in little plastics with a little brochure that goes in it, and everybody that comes out to the ceremony will get a star with our little brochure and so forth. It seems simple, but it means a lot.
It's a great flag drop-off too. When your flags are ready to retire, drop them off at Old Glory Memorial Flags Across America site, and we will make sure they get turned in and used for other events like what we're doing with handing out the stars.
And I was not familiar with all that goes into so the flag etiquette and when to fly it. I know when we have natural disasters, usually we fly it at half staff.
Right, we do. We have to keep up with what the government puts out for certain times to bring it to half staff, or to fly it at half staff for years of what the government established for this particular day. We have Flag Day, which is one of the most important days, but we used to have ceremonies for Flag Day on June 14th, I believe. And but the heat in El Paso about that time was like 105, and everybody, woo, back in those days. So we do put the flag up, the bigger flag for Flag Day. I know Donna's pushing to see if we can do something for this year for Flag Day, and we're going to take a look at it. It's a very important day.
Well, and the STAR program at Rio Vista does a Flag Day ceremony inside. I'm hoping someday, well, we're going to do it again this June, maybe someday we can be able to do it at Flags Across America. So it's a wonderful ceremony. It's an educational ceremony. It's American patriotic day, and so hopefully come June we'll get to talk more about Flag Day, and it is a proud day to learn more and educate more.
And I think, often maybe our students learn about the Pledge of Allegiance, but they don't learn a lot of the other historical things about the flag. I know that we've talked about a lot of different things. Is there something that you want to add that maybe we haven't discussed yet?
Well, there's always a lot of things. You're talking about the pledge. When we were in school, that's the first thing we did every morning. And I'll tell this to people, and when we have, talk in general, or when we have ceremonies. It was always great that the principal in the morning would get on the microphone at our schools. Back in those days, it was Lee School and then McGoffin in the Northeast. And they would come out and all have a stand, put our hand on our heart, and say the pledge every morning. And there's nothing better that should bring us together than our U.S. flag. I
do remember going to school as well and pledging allegiance to the flag, but I remember a student that had to walk out because of his religion, I guess in his culture or religious background, they weren't allowed to pledge allegiance. And so, but I think that all of us can be supportive of our veterans, and we might not always agree with our whoever makes those decisions at the federal level, but we should support the veterans because they're following orders.
Right. But I would like to say one other thing too, changing the subject a little bit. One of the things we will be doing, which is very important, we've been working on, we had talked earlier about A lot of people don't know. I know you had not had a chance, you didn't know too much about it, we talked earlier. What we're going to be doing, we're working on, and we finally got college approval a while back. Since last year we started on this. And I presented to the board, we need to put a big sign up there on a wall, which is our World War II memorial on this side. And so we went through some different things, and one of the things now, the college is approved. We commissioned Superior Signs here in El Paso to do a 35-foot spread of what it's going to say Old Glory Memorial. And each letter is going to be 32 inches tall, 20 inches wide. It'll be tarnished or brushed aluminum, they call it, which will last many, 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 many years. And one of the things that's going to beautify it, well, I say it's going to be the new entryway into Northeast off the gateway to the college and so forth. It's going to have the new technology LED blue neon lights inserted into each letter. So in the near future, this coming year, the city has given us a permit now, about 2 weeks ago, finalized it. We've been raising funds. I ask people to go to our website, they can donate, come on out and donate. When this thing lights up, it's going to be beautiful. People now will say, oh, so that's where Old Glory Memorial is. It's going to be beautiful, and it will be maintained by us and Superior Signs. And this is something we've needed for many, many, many years. And I feel it's going to add so much, not only to Northeast. This is not a Northeast project. It is a city-state project. It's open to everybody. And this will really, you could say, put us on the map, so much so.
And I look forward to seeing the unveiling.
Yes.
And I definitely will join you for the Veterans Day Parade. And you know, thanking our veterans for their service. And I also want to take the opportunity to thank you for keeping Old Glory and keeping the site maintained. And I think too often maybe we're under the assumption that it just gets done, that the government, you know, pays for that. But now, you know, from talking to you all, I know that it's something that's maintained by volunteers. So hopefully we'll have really good attendance at the Veterans Day Parade. And thank you for your service. Thank you for being our guests. We look forward to having future conversations and seeing that unveiling. When is that going to happen, the sign?
I couldn't tell you exactly right now because we barely got the permit from the city. The contracts are all signed with Superior. It'll take them about 8 to 9 weeks to make the sign and all the setup. So that's going to put us way past into December. I wanted it sooner, but I would like to say somewhere maybe, if things work out, late February possibly, maybe March on the safe side. But it will be in the first quarter of the year.
Wonderful.
Coming year.
Wonderful. And so we'll go ahead and look out for that. And, you know, that'll be another place that we can promote tourism here in the borderland.
You bet.
And so I just want to take the time to thank you all for joining us today. And we look forward to having conversations in the future. And thank you for the invitation to the parade and to join Flags Across America.
Thank you.